Have you noticed that distant text looks a little blurrier than it used to? That your eyes take longer to adjust when you walk from a bright room into a dim one? Or that staring at a screen for an hour leaves your eyes feeling dry and fatigued in a way that did not happen a few years ago? These changes are easy to dismiss as normal aging or screen fatigue. But they can also be the earliest, most subtle warning signs that your eyes are under serious oxidative stress. The same biological process that leads to cataracts and glaucoma, two of the most common causes of vision loss in adults over 50. Today I want to share something that surprises most people. When researchers analyzed the full range of domestic grain crops to find which one contained the highest concentration of lutein and zeaxanthin, the two nutrients science has most consistently linked to eye protection, one food came out on top by a wide margin. It is not a superfood powder. It is not an exotic berry. It is something you have probably eaten dozens of times, without ever thinking about its connection to your eyesight. It is yellow corn. Stay with me to the end of this video. You will learn exactly why cataracts and glaucoma develop, how lutein and zeaxanthin protect against both, which yellow foods deliver the most eye protective nutrition, and how to eat them in a way that actually gets absorbed by your body. That last part, the absorption secret, is something most people get completely wrong, and it makes all the difference. Let us start with what actually happens inside your eye as it ages. Cataracts occur when the proteins inside the lens of the eye become oxidized and begin to clump together, turning the normally clear lens cloudy. Think of it like a camera lens that slowly fogs from the inside. Light cannot pass through cleanly, and vision becomes blurry, hazy, and sensitivity to glare increases dramatically. The primary driver is oxidative stress-free radicals, generated by constant light exposure, attacking and degrading lens proteins over decades. Glaucoma works through a different mechanism. Fluid pressure builds inside the eye, compressing the optic nerve, the cable that carries visual signals from the eye to the brain. Because optic nerve fibers do not regenerate, once damaged, vision loss from glaucoma is permanent. What makes it particularly dangerous is that peripheral vision disappears first, and the process is painless and gradual. Most people do not notice anything is wrong until significant damage has already occurred. Both conditions share a common vulnerability: the macula. This small, dense region at the center of the retina handles all of your sharp, detailed vision reading, recognizing faces, driving. The macula is exposed to more light intensity than any other tissue in the body, which means it generates more oxidative stress than almost anywhere else. This is precisely where lutein and zeaxanthin enter the picture. These two carotenoid compounds responsible for the yellow and orange pigments in many plants are selectively absorbed and concentrated in the macula when you consume them. Your body does not distribute them evenly throughout its tissues. It routes them specifically to the eyes because the eyes need them most. There, they form what researchers call macular pigment, a protective layer that functions like built-in sunglasses at the cellular level. Macular pigment protects the eyes through two distinct mechanisms. The first is light filtration. Lutein and zeaxanthin absorb blue light and ultraviolet radiation before those wavelengths can reach and damage the photoreceptor cells beneath them. In an era of LED screens, smartphones, and energy-efficient lighting, this filtering function is more critical than ever. Every hour you spend in front of a screen without adequate macular pigment is an hour of unfiltered blue light striking your most sensitive visual tissue. The second mechanism is antioxidant neutralization. The eye is one of the highest oxidative stress environments in the entire body. Lutein and zeaxanthin act as molecular scavengers, directly neutralizing the free radicals generated by constant light exposure before they can oxidize. Lens proteins are damaged retinal cells. They are, in the most literal sense, the eye's built-in fire extinguisher for oxidative damage. The research supporting this is substantial. The AREDS2 study, one of the largest and most rigorous long-term eye health clinical trials ever conducted, found that supplementation with lutein and zeaxanthin was effective enough that it replaced beta-carotene in the standard eye health formula used by eye care professionals globally. Observational research consistently shows that higher dietary intake of lutein and zeaxanthin is associated with significantly lower risk of nuclear cataract. Clinical studies have shown that lutein supplementation increases macular pigment optical density by approximately 28%, meaning the eye's natural protective barrier measurably thickens with adequate intake. Even in glaucoma patients, supplementing with these carotenoids has been shown to increase macular pigment density, suggesting a protective role for the optic nerve environment as well. So why yellow corn? Research analyzing the carotenoid content of domestic grain crops found corn to be the top-ranking grain source of lutein and zeaxanthin combined. Half a cup of cooked yellow corn provides approximately 1,500 to 1,800 micrograms of lutein and zeaxanthin together. More importantly, corn contains a notably high proportion of zeaxanthin, the form that concentrates specifically at the very center of the macula, where visual acuity is most critical. Kale and spinach are exceptional sources of lutein, but contain comparatively little zeaxanthin. Corn delivers both in a ratio that closely mirrors the composition of healthy macular pigment itself. Other yellow and green foods round out the picture beautifully. Egg yolks are perhaps the most bioavailable source of lutein and zeaxanthin available, not because the absolute quantity is the highest, but because the fat naturally present in the yolk dramatically increases absorption. Lutein and zeaxanthin are fat-soluble compounds, meaning they require dietary fat to be absorbed across the intestinal wall. Egg yolks provide exactly the right fat matrix. 1 or 2 eggs daily delivers a meaningful amount of highly absorbable lutein directly to the bloodstream. Kale and spinach lead all vegetables in raw lutein content. 1 cup of raw kale contains approximately 11 milligrams of lutein, enough to meet the commonly recommended daily intake of 10 to 20 milligrams on its own. Spinach provides roughly 8 milligrams per cup. Yellow bell peppers are particularly rich in zeaxanthin and also provide substantial vitamin C, which protects the lens from oxidative damage through an entirely separate pathway, creating a synergistic effect. Here is the absorption principle that most people miss entirely. Because lutein and zeaxanthin are fat-soluble, eating them without any dietary fat results in dramatically reduced absorption, sometimes as low as 5 to 10% of the available amount. Adding a tablespoon of olive oil to a spinach salad, sautéing kale in sesame oil, or eating corn alongside eggs with the yolk intact can increase lutein absorption by many times over. Eating the same foods with a fat-free dressing or preparation. The fat is not optional, it is the delivery vehicle. Cooking method matters too. Light steaming or brief sautéing slightly breaks down plant cell walls, making carotenoids more accessible. Extended high-heat cooking degrades them. Short cooking times with healthy fats represent the optimal preparation approach for maximum eye benefit. A few important cautions. The nutrients discussed here are powerful for prevention and for slowing progression in early stages. They are not a substitute for medical treatment in eyes where significant cataract formation or optic nerve damage has already occurred. If you are experiencing blurred vision, halos around lights, narrowing of your peripheral visual field, or any other vision changes, please see an ophthalmologist for proper evaluation. Nutrition is a foundation for eye health, not a replacement for professional care. People with diabetes or hypertension deserve special attention here. Both conditions accelerate the exact types of vascular and oxidative damage that drive eye disease. Dietary support matters, but regular, dilated eye exams are non-negotiable for anyone managing these conditions. Begin with these daily steps. Add 2 eggs to breakfast several times per week. Include 1 portion of leafy greens, cooked in olive oil or sesame oil at lunch or dinner, and enjoy half a cob of yellow corn as an afternoon snack or side dish. Combine these with yellow bell peppers when possible. Over the course of 1 to 2 months, this consistent pattern meaningfully increases macular pigment density, your eye's most fundamental line of defense. Your vision is irreplaceable. The choices you make at the dinner table today are quietly determining what you will be able to see 10 and 20 years from now. Yellow corn, eggs, leafy greens, and olive oil. Simple, accessible, and scientifically grounded. Start today. If this video was helpful, please subscribe. and share it with someone whose eye health matters to you. Thank you for watching.